Hello everyone, welcome back. We are on Feldy, Farming Simulator 11, Farmer Yip's map, just a masterpiece for its time and era. We're in the middle of harvesting barley in this small little field as we make our way back down the map, and I have a feeling I may need to shepherd this thing just a little bit, maybe by leaving my tractor here so it doesn't just wander into another field. But we're going to get this combine going, and like I say, we'll leave our tractor there, and I'm going to head back over to where, I want to leave it there, and hopefully you won't try to, boy, I just don't know where he's going to go. But for the moment, I'll head back over to where we were attempting to do some baling. Here we go. Let me try to jam it in this corner. I was trying to prevent having a bale land down here, so not sure, just kind of in the tree. Oh, well, that wasn't real smart. I think it'll pick up. Okay, good. Got that little bit. And this field, I tell you what, about makes a saint want to say some unkind things. There we go. Grab a little bit of that. Yeah, I don't know if there's a better way to do this or not, other than what we sometimes see a farmer do is simply abandoning part of a field that is flat out too hard to farm. I don't know if this falls kind of into that category, but we still have to remove the bales from here eventually. So time will tell. As soon as we get this baled up, I'm kind of curious to see just what kind of a booger it is to get all the bales out of here. Let me put this up because I do want to keep an eye on my combine and make sure it's behaving itself. Because the moment it misbehaves, oh, it quit. Oh, I bet I know what it did. It came to the top of the hill and it probably ran, it wasn't able to fully turn around. So we'll get across the top here, and then we'll head back over and check on our combine. You know, and at some point, yeah, it's just all these things in good time. At some point, oop, I want to be careful where I jam that bale. I'm gonna maybe need some more tractor power. Oh, hey, I went right through that. Oh, only part of it's able to go through it. I guess the back gate can go through the fence. Yeah, the outer round is a booger. But I kind of want to get an additional tractor so I'm able to do more things. When you only have two, you're a little bit limited when you have the harvest going along with a number of other things. Alright, pal, are you looking for... Yeah, I think he's just kind of going hither and yon. I'll just do the rest of this here field manually. I'm wondering if I should have done some back and forth in here. I know in another episode we kind of experimented with that a little bit. It is much easier to pick up these windrows because when it turns corners you can see what it does. The windrow spreads out the back just a little bit differently, and it's a little more cumbersome to just pick up. But we will figure it out. And I am going to leave. I don't think we'll dump the combine before moving, because really the next field we're going to be in is right next door here. So I'll just leave whatever barley we have in the tank, and we will pack this thing up on the trailer wagon and head on over. And there's kind of a field down here. I call it the fish fields at field 18. Kind of shaped like a little fish. It's in dirt at the moment, so when we plant it, next time when we harvest, of course, there will be something there to do. So we'll be turning down there as well, but we don't have anything in there at present. So obviously don't need to bother with it. Of course, we'd be scratching the stuffing out of our machine if we were really doing this in real life. Maybe there's a better place to do this. Trailer offloading or header. Now, oops. Gotta be careful I don't ram into it. Because every hard object in here is going to reach out and grab you. It's just the way the physics seem to work. So let me see if I can get this here. Q. And is it Shift Q? There we go. Q and Shift Q. So Q attaches a trailer and Shift Q must attach the header. I think it's staying on. Please. Thank you. Alright, so down the road we're going to go, and this will be, let me see if I can get around the turn. I don't think I have collisions on these posts, which is very helpful. Farmer Yip didn't put them on there, so just don't pay any attention. Nothing to see here. These are rubber posts. We'll head back down by and through the main farmyard. Oh yeah, I came over here at one point off cam and I took care of cultivating the field over here just to keep reducing them to dirt as we continue through the harvest. So here now we're going to need to twist and turn kind of through our barnyard. Oh, there's Farmer Yip talking to us to get her butt out there and start farming. And you know, there's a whole storage setup in here, and you know, we've been trying to make money this whole time, so every shred of what we've harvested has been taken to the store or put in some other storage in other areas of the map, so we haven't even used the main farmyard. Oh yeah, here we're going by this rushing stream. Boy, that's going a lot faster than I thought it was. I still like that effect better than the one that was in there. Alright, we'll head over the bridge here and head on up the hill here. We have just a few more fields to harvest, namely, what is that on our map? 36, 24, I think 26 has something in it, and so does 27. Yeah, we've got a field of wheat and a field of barley, and you know what? I think I'm going to just park my trailer along here. And we'll drop it. No, that still doesn't do it. So Q must, do I gotta go Shift Q? That must release everything. And we got a field of wheat in here. 24 is wheat, 26 is canola, and I think we got some more barley over here to tend to. So we'll do the barley first. Whee! It always jumps like everything when we put the header on. Maybe I should have pulled it all the way into the field here. I ended up putting in these gates. The way Farmer Yip had it, I think the fence just kind of continued in here, but I couldn't find any entrance to the field, so I opted to put in a gate. Let me see here. Of course, we want to get our... I might have to do some of this just a little bit manually till we get beyond the corner here. Oh yeah, fortunately he took the collisions off of this, so we'll just pretend that nobody saw that. Just to kind of take it out the corner just a wee bit, and we'll get this going, and I think he should be able to handle all of that, hopefully. And we'll let him crack on with that while we go tend to other things. All right, now we got another field up here to. I could just drive through the hedge, but it's all right. I have to take this to sell. Well, actually, I think I want to sell it. You know, this says, I was just talking about storage. This might compel me to store it is if the price has significantly fallen off. And it hasn't. Look at that. At the brewery, barley is almost 500. That's terrific. And I think, yeah, those are the two sell points for, and canola's over 1,000? Nice. Yeah, I think the green must mean that prices are headed up, and maybe the red is prices headed down. You know, and over on my other series that I have on Gelvin Valley, I know I had a lot of trouble with wheat, and the price went in the tank while the price in barley went up, and of course I didn't have any barley to speak of. I had only wheat. Of course, in about times when you flip-flop it, you know, the prices will do the flip-flop on you. It's just kind of luck of the draw. But at the moment, we have hit it nice in here, so I'm going to go haul this to market and make some money. You know, we're already $2,000 under as it is. So this will be nice to replenish the cash coffers just a little bit. Try to stay on the left side of the road like a proper Scotsman. You know, it'd be interesting sometime, and like, I think I'll tell Farmer Yip at some point that I have a series here. It'd be interesting to hear from him just all the things I'm doing wrong, that if I lived where he does, you know, that would be done or handled differently. But I am trying to drive on the left side of the road. I am trying to do that. Alright, give me money. Nice. Makes me wonder, okay, I'm pleased with that. How much is this jukebox thing that we're going to get at some point? Juke, where is it? Oh, I must have zipped past it. Oh yeah, don't forget the hedge trimmer. Oh, here it is, jukebox. 5. Alright, so to haul, you know what? I'm just going to pop that now. Folks, we just got ourselves a jukebox. And let me see, the fertilizer spreader, somewhere in here. Here it is. Yep, TG10 kelp spreader. That is 25,000. Okay, so hopefully as we do enough horsing around here, we will have enough to also purchase the kelp spreader. I remember the first time I did this map, I had never in my life seen a fertilizer spreader similar to that one. It kind of bailed it out the side, if you will. And yeah, most of the ones I was used to seeing just kicked it out the back. So yeah, so this will be interesting. And we have a chook box, so I know we can go pick up some wool. I don't know how much it holds. And haul some of the ad also to market and make some money. But for the moment, we are harvesting still, so we'll just try to keep our equipment going in the field until we knock it all out. And we're pretty close, like I say, we're pretty close to done. The last fields that we have to do are just right up this hill, kind of on top of this knob up here. Oh, good. He's already on his second round and probably getting close to needing to be emptied. Sneak over in here. We'll just go clean him out so we can let him go for a while. But you know, as you saw in that other field that we were in, oh, sorry, so sorry. He started coming over to this barley field over here, and there we go, that's close enough. And that's one of the limitations of the autopilot mod in the combine, if you will, is it's gonna find other barley areas out there, if you will. Oh, he's gonna stop. Oh, good grief. All right, let's go to the combine, and I think there is a setting that we can. Oh, okay, he's figured out that he can go. But I think there's, 7, standing, driving. Now we should be able to, he'll keep going if we try to offload him as he's in the middle of harvest. But as I was saying, that is a limitation. We were in a field over here, and he kept wanting to come over here. He at least did at one time. So maybe as long as we planned our fields accordingly so that he can't do that, that would be helpful. Anyway, let's go to our baler and try to get this knocked out, kind of in this triangle-shaped field, if you will. And like I say, this is kind of an act of faith for me because I don't know that I'm going to be able to get the auto stacker down in here. And if I can't, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may have to individually push all of these bales with the tractor up the hill, down the lane, which is going to be a royal pain in the patootie. But if it needs to be done, it needs to be done. Alright, I don't want to put a bale down there, so I'm going to just sneak back uphill here. And I'll try to put one in right here until it pops. And alright, I'm going to go back down, turn it off. We'll pick up the rest of this windrow. I'm just wondering if it's worth it to farm kind of down into this narrow neck. Makes me wonder if I could take over some of this area up. Oh, that's probably too bumpy. Yeah, it's rocky too. I know at home, with the home I grew up in, we always had some livestock on the place. And so I've done a fair amount of fencing and working with cattle, with my father on his place. And I know that's one thing he always felt, when we were making fence, is he never liked a sharp point place. There might be this desire that, let's let them eat every shred of grass, that we can on the place, and we can make a fence accordingly, so they can go reach it, and sometimes it would go down into a small point area. He never liked that because I know when we'd be out working with the animals or whatever, if they ever got into that point and got spooked, excited, whatever, they could go ballistic, and they could first thing take out your fence and cause a whole lot of damage kind of in the process. So, and I think it's that same way with farm machinery. Sometimes it just isn't worth, the wear and tear on your machinery to farm every square inch that you would otherwise be able to. But sometimes, we may not have much of a choice. But on the Feldy estate, or whatever this is called, we have plenty of arable land in other areas, so we probably could get away with not harvesting all, or not cropping all of that point down there. Because the other problem we're going to run into is we do have a pretty big planter, or sowing machine, if you will, and I don't know that it's going to fit down there. And if it does, I don't know how we're going to turn the thing around. So, problems. You know what? I better keep this on and see if I can see. I can't see it. I was hoping I could see the combine, but I don't think I'm going to be... Oh, I didn't have it on. And I think we notice our baler is slowly getting dirty again as we run more bales through it. Actually, let me look at the count and see kind of where we're at. 18,932. Yeah, when it hits 1,000, we'll have to put in more strings. So I can't remember if I've shown that in video or not. So, all right, now we got that stray little spot out there. But we did. And another thing, you know, once we are more flush with cash, I don't know that I would bother baling this in here at all. And maybe that's what's going to solve the problem, is once we have enough coin jingling in our pocket, we can just skip baling a lot of this, you know, if we wanted. Or instead of selling the bales, we would just take the bales, some of them, and use them for whatever purpose the animals have for them. I'm pretty sure we need bedding for the cattle, so we could just use it for that. Alright, well, that takes care of that. And like I say, the next adventure is going to be... Oh yeah, see the dot down there. Alright, that is so handy, seeing Decker's mod where it shows our workers kind of on the map, including those that are under course play or some other kind of hiring, similar to our combine. I think it recognizes it's on hire mode, even though it's autopilot that's powering it, so that's kind of cool. So we're still able to see it. So many things that are built into the game now, you know, that we take for granted in Farm Sim 22, we just didn't have back in Farm Sim 11, unless someone created a mod or something for us. Truth be told, that could be where the Giants got tons of their own ideas, was just observing, you know, what modders did with their game. Alright. Oh. And sometimes this springs ahead like it's got a jackrabbit inside. We are way up high. I am still amazed at the topography of this. I mean, there's a sheer drop off, kind of, well, not entirely sheer, but you know what I mean. It'll be a quick trip to the bottom. Just amazing scenery in here. I can learn how to drive. Yeah, see, by widening out just a little bit, it drags windrow over, so we're able, even though we're not entirely on the windrow, we're still able to pick it up. That's pretty handy, you know, which helps, you know, make these corners and everything. And let me see, how's he doing? All right, looks like he's got a little ways to go in there before we get another load. You know, I think there's other mods that would tell me how full, like, the combine is at the moment, and those might be, that might be pretty handy to get one of those mods, just to have it in here. I think one of the main reasons I've resisted getting a mod like that is, you know, it puts text all over the screen, you know, to share what everything holds, because it's going to report not only on the combine, it's also going to report on our baler here. It's going to report on any trailer that we would have. Oh, I gotta be careful I don't shoosh at. Where did I throw that bale? Ah, it's sitting there in the hedge. I'm gonna have to remember that. Yeah, the outer rounds can kind of be tricky sometimes. But yeah, it'll put text kind of all over the screen, and I like maximizing as much of the graphics as we can, you know, looking at it in here. Although I do have the PDA map up. I know some people that make videos never have the HUDs on. I choose to have them on most of the time. I don't know why. I figure most people won't mind, as this is how they also play the game. Yeah, see, when you go round and round, it's just a little bit more of a booger to come in and pick this stuff up, especially on corners like this. Or no matter how wide I made it, it still isn't going to pick up all of this. So yeah, for the larger fields, I'm thinking it's probably a better thing to do one path around the edge and then every other one inside, maybe with the standard back and forth. It just makes things like we're doing right now a little bit easier. Although I don't know that I should complain. I mean, it's just on the corners that it's a little bit goobered up. That's all. I guess if worse came to worse, I could just make it wide enough on my cutting area that it picks up even more. You know, I'd be curious, also, as time went, you know, with this great game franchise for the Giants, more and more things, you know, became hireable. You know, in this era of the game, you couldn't hire a mower, you couldn't hire a baler, and I still don't think you could hire a baler. I mean, you could always set up course play to handle it. You know, a lot of us have probably done that. But I'd be curious, you know, did the Giants ever figure out a way to hire the baler to be done? And it's got to be kind of difficult because you're following a windrow. And on hire mode, I don't know that you're easily just able to do that. So, but you also couldn't hire a sprayer or a fertilizer spreader or those kinds of things. And then gradually, as they kept improving the game, you started to be able to hire those things done. And like I'm thinking in Farm Sim 15, I think you were now able to hire maybe both the sprayer and a fertilizer spreader. I don't think you could hire a mower still. So that was still out, but I'm pretty sure that then came maybe in 17, where you can now hire your mowing done. Still not the baler, but I'd be curious if anybody knows off the top of their head watching this whether the baler is hireable. It's probably just one of those things that's tough enough to do in the underlying coding that they just haven't done it. Oh, I'm missing some stuff. Sorry if I'm giving anybody vertigo having to sit here and watch this. I'm still trying to keep an eye on our combine over there. And it's getting the barley harvested for us while we take care of our fields. And maybe, speaking of our fields, maybe next episode or thereabouts will be far enough along into completing our harvest that I can share kind of my plan for the next harvest, if you will. Because every single field that we're doing here, we've been leaving dirt in our wake, and so all those are going to need to be replanted before the next season, if you will. This time, we're going to have much better yields, I hope, because we're going to be putting fertilizer on it. We've already made the fertilizer, or a good chunk of it, and so it'll be nice to have better yields. Actually, I have like 49,000 pounds of fertilizer, whatever. I have no idea how much I need. That's something I've never really studied all that much before. I know it's in the game tables as to how much it spreads on the fields, and some of it is up to the fertilizer spreader itself, and just how big of an area that it covers when you take it out. So, and it's also kelp fertilizer, so yeah, it may not cover quite as much as standard fertilizer, but we'll see. We will see. Because part two of with a map like this that is extremely hilly with topographical challenges, if you will, and roads sometimes in areas where you don't expect them, or roads not in areas where you need them. Maybe that'd be another way to put it. You start thinking, it's like, well, if I am doing work for the animals, maybe I plant things up here related to animals, and that's what I put up here. Down here will be cash crops. Over here, we'll put the oilseed rape and canola for because we need to turn it into biofuel. So I don't know. You just start, at least my mind starts going as to, it's like, well, how can we be a little more efficient? Oh, and there's the bell. Hard to believe just how quickly 30 minutes can go by. We'll get down here and zip through our... Oh, I tell you what, I can't drive to hardly save my life. I think some of it is this mod too, this Rava mod, being a four-wheel drive type setup with kind of articulated steering, if you will. That's a little challenging to steer. And over the river and get up to the field here, and we'll be all ready to go to start baling this one. Oh yeah, and he's going to need to be offloaded. Well, so maybe I'll just terminate it here. I'll step over here and look off to the distance as we see our combine out there waiting to be emptied. Thank you so much for coming along for the ride and experiencing Feldy. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.